Before we get started, I just want to say that Itachi Uchiha might just single-handedly be one of the most ridiculous anime characters of all time, okay?
That's ridiculous.
You already know what time it is. Let's get into this video. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Guac Papa Dustin, whatever the hell y'all want to call me. Back at you again with another video today. As always, feel free to follow me on my other social media down below, my Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, gaming channel, all that good jazz. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about everybody's favorite Uchiha, Itachi Uchiha, okay? The older brother of Sasuke, the Uchiha clan genius, a fucking prodigy with godly powers. Yep, we're talking about him, okay? And arguably one of the smartest characters in Naruto as a whole, okay? Now, before I get into talking about our boy Itachi, I just wanted to let you know that for so long, I hated Itachi, okay?
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not like Itachi, okay? And it was nothing that he did. I think it was mainly just the fan base and how people I always felt that he was overhyped, overrated, and over the time, you know, I've definitely grown on the character. I could see why he's hype, okay? And while he's not my favorite character, that's still going to pain over here. I do see the hype behind Itachi. I love Itachi a lot more than I used to. You know, his intelligence, his abilities, and everything he can do. You know, I've grown to respect and, you know, like that a lot more about him, because at first I didn't like him for the longest time, but he's grown on me, okay? But enough of that, let's just get into the talking about him. Now, at the beginning, I already said that Itachi, in my opinion, is one of the most ridiculous characters in anime, not only because he's super intelligent, okay, but, you know, the powers he possesses, how much of a prodigy he was growing up in the Uchiha clan and in the Leaf Village, okay, but we see even from an early age, this man already had the intelligence and mindset to be a Hokage. He already had to be, you know, even if it's not an Hokage, a high-rank member of the Leaf, you know, in his politics and everything like that, just how intelligent he was, okay? But the main thing about him, too, was, you know, his pacifism, really, that I don't think gets talked about enough, okay? Everyone always wants to throw him in these battle scenarios, but when we see Itachi as a kid, when you read the novels or even see the anime, you know, about him, you know, Itachi was always a pacifist, seeing the horror and desolation of the Third Great Shinobi War, you know, being the head of the Uchiha clan and seeing all the dead bodies, all the chaos that it causes, you know. Early on, it made him a pacifist, okay? And, you know, don't take that, you know, kindness or that pacifist energy for weakness, okay? I always think Itachi in that respect is kind of like Gohan from Dragon Ball, where, you know, both of them are kind of pacifists, but if you piss them off enough, they're gonna fuck you up. You know, so yeah, that's just kind of the thing. We see that, you know, from Itachi, you know, he's a pacifist, but, you know, you still don't want to mess with him. He's still a prodigy. He's still willing to defend the people he loves. He's still willing to defend the Leaf and the Uchiha clan. We see that from an early age from him. You know, he obviously befriends people, someone like Shisui, who deserves a video on his own, I'm going to be honest, okay? But how he befriends Shisui, he graduates the, you know, the Ninja Academy, and then almost immediately he's thrown into being a Jonin, and then eventually going into the Anbu Black Ops, becoming a captain and working with people like Kakashi, who's a prodigy in his own right. And, you know, just seeing how much crazy potential he has, okay? Even Orochimaru, before he went completely rogue, you know, saw and witnessed that potential of Itachi and his Sharingan, you know, how much of an heir he was to it. I mean, I believe it was season 4 in Naruto, you know, when Itachi and Kisame, you know, first come back to the Leaf in search of the Nine Tails, aka Naruto, you know, Kakashi's like, you know, those eyes haven't changed of his, you know, he is a true heir to the Sharingan, okay? And, you know, Itachi gives him that, you know, whole lesson on, you know, just how OP the Sharingan is once he puts him in Tsukuyomi, which I'll get to the Mangekyo abilities here later, you know, but even without the Mangekyo Sharingan, this man already showcased, you know, great Genjutsu abilities, arguably the greatest. I mean, you know, Shisui with Kodo Matsukami, I definitely think is way above him. And you could argue characters like Obito and Madara, in terms of just sheer power, might be able to be, you know, greater than Itachi. And I know some people will probably be like, Itachi still has Tsukuyomi, but Itachi even said that, you know, only a Uchiha with the Sharingan and Kekkei Genkai, or the Mangekyo Sharingan, could break out of Tsukuyomi. So, it's arguable, but I'm not going to get into a whole argument on that. That's a whole nother video in and of itself. And there's plenty of videos on YouTube talking about it, probably in better knowledge than I do. Let me know if you want to see that video from me, my opinion on it. But regardless, Itachi has this crazy potential, and, his willingness to put others before himself, to not seek glory, and we see that especially, when the Uchiha clan are planning the coup d'etat, how much his care and, will of fire for the leaf truly is, okay? The Uchiha clan, Fugaku Uchiha, his father, the head of the Uchiha clan, is planning a coup d'etat because they feel slighted, by the village. And so, Itachi and, Shisui want to stop this, not just to protect the leaf, from the Uchiha clan, but, because they know a civil war in the leaf would lead to other villages, preying upon this weakness, okay? They're thinking about the bigger picture. Not only would it bring shame to the Uchiha clan name, it would start a civil war and cause the deaths of many people in the leaf and in the Uchiha clan, and it would also bring other villages in to capture and destroy the leaf village as a whole, and then everybody loses at that point. So, they're thinking about the bigger picture here and, looking out for everyone else as well. And, Shisui has the idea, to use his Kodo Matsukami. Then Danzo has to go and fuck up those plans. God damn that man, I hate him. Let me know if you want to see a video on Danzo, or me just ripping into this man. But anyway, we see that... Sorry for my lip smacking, by the way. We see that, after that gets foiled, Shisui gives Itachi his remaining eye, and Itachi places it in the crow, which will come into play later in the series. Itachi awakens his Mangekyo Sharingan and has no choice but to slaughter the Uchiha clan, except for his brother Sasuke. Now, honestly, I think the plan was kind of crazy. I don't really know why he didn't just use the Kodo Matsukami on his father at that point, but hey, the plot is the plot, okay? I'm not going to get into that whole thing right now, but, we already know the whole story. Then he joins the Akatsuki, kind of, watches everyone in the Akatsuki, becomes a spy, and, then we see this man, punk out Orochimaru, a Sannin level character, okay? Orochimaru kind of gets the Beerus treatment a little bit in the series anyway, with... Even though Sasuke and characters are getting stronger, they still consider Orochimaru a threat. Even the Akatsuki, even though they really don't seem to give a shit about what Orochimaru is doing, considering they're still going to go through with their plans anyway. But, Itachi, just literally just doesn't even, look at him. This man just puts him in a genjutsu that quickly, cuts off his arm, and, gets Orochimaru, a Sannin level character who was on par with the likes of, Old Man Hiruzen, the third Hokage, Jiraiya, it's arguable, about Sage Mode, and, Tsunade, who are some of the strongest characters in the entire world. And, Orochimaru believing that if he would have taken over the leaf, could have been one of the strongest shinobi, even stronger than all the other Kage in the world. And, that's really highly up for debate. And he was just so shook at this teenage kid and his Sharingan to the point where he was like, no, I gotta go capture his little brother to beat this kid because I can't beat him. That just shows you how badass you can be when you take on one of the most legendary ninja who knows so much jutsu. Itachi, Kakashi, knows so much jutsu himself, the man who copied over 1,000 jutsu. But, Kakashi was shook by just looking at Orochimaru. He was already shook up, knowing he can't beat him. And Itachi just made Orochimaru so shook himself, had him just leave the entire organization and go into hiding because he's like, I can't beat this kid. And, we already see that power on display. And then, we see it on display when he takes out, Kakashi with the Tsukuyomi. He takes out, Sasuke. And then he even, could hold his own against Jiraiya, even telling Kisame, I don't know why I wanted to say Kisuke, but when they encounter Jiraiya on the way to capture Naruto, Itachi's like, if we fight, both of us are gonna die. And then to realize this man was a hero this whole time, keeping his profile low, acting the role, even though it probably brought him so much pain, to be labeled as a traitor, a missing nin. and everything. And then when we get into Shippuden in the later arcs, after the 3-year time skip with training with Jiraiya and Naruto, we see his fight with Sasuke, and he had to get sick, because let's be real here, okay? There was no way. I think Kishimoto admitted to writing himself into a corner with Madara. I think he wrote himself into a corner with Itachi as well. But seeing Itachi bring out the Susanoo, seeing him bring out Amaterasu, the black flames that never extinguish, and Tsukuyomi, and how OP that was, bringing that out against Sasuke, and the fact that he was holding back the entire time while being sick as to not kill Sasuke, so Sasuke could eventually awaken Mangekyo, that way, and telling him all the information about Madara, well, Toby, who he believed was Madara at the time, and revealing to Sasuke the different secrets about the Mangekyo Sharingan, and showing him the Susanoo and all the other abilities, and then we realize in the end, when Toby tells, Sasuke, hey, yeah, by the way, not only could Itachi have killed you, but he was a good guy the whole time. And realizing this realization that Itachi sacrificed everything so that Sasuke could be safe, so that the Leaf could be safe, realizing how selfish he truly was, despite everything, really was a turning point, really showing you who this character was. And then when we see it when he gets revived as a Edo Tensei, and how he was willing to help Naruto and trusted Naruto to save Sasuke, and said that Sasuke was lucky to have a friend like Naruto, seeing the potential he had, and helping deal with someone like Nagato, who was being fully controlled by Kabuto, and planning out putting the crow in Naruto and using it to counter the reanimation jutsu and fight against Kabuto with Sasuke. And then, telling Sasuke he should have just been honest with him from the beginning. He showcases this intelligence and this power throughout the entire series. Knowing, being able to outsmart someone as crafty as Orochimaru and Kabuto, who was essentially just a Orochimaru clone the second half of the series, to be able to almost foil, Madara and Obito's plans, okay? I mean, he literally implanted Amaterasu in one of Sasuke's eyes so that when it came into contact with Obito's Sharingan, that Obito would have burned up. And, it would have worked had Obito not had Izanagi. The fact that he was able to plan all this far ahead, the fact that he was able to help Sasuke, gain his confidence to protect the Leaf, and that gave him that boost to go back and not only protect the Leaf, but that stupid desire to want to become Hokage, but then also that helped lead to the defeat of Madara and Kaguya. This man had a big hand in the entire series, a bigger hand than everyone realizes, and in my opinion, you could honestly say he was the true hero of the Leaf. This man had the power, he had the intelligence, he had the smarts. If only he would have lived a little bit longer, this man could have been a Hokage. He should have been Hokage. He had all the merits to be a great hero. Someone that, characters like Hashirama and, Minato and all that, could respect. Even Tobirama, even though Tobirama still kind of had Uchiha racism, okay? But that's a whole other video in and of itself, too. But, even, characters like Naruto, to come and see Itachi as the hero he truly was, even though the world would still see him as nothing more than a missing nin who killed his family and his clan, to see who he truly was. And, Itachi, knowing that even though he'd have these labels, as long as Sasuke was safe, as long as the Leaf was safe, he didn't need the glory. He didn't need to be the Hokage. He didn't need any of this stuff, because being a hero, doing what was right, was always in his nature. We saw that as a kid. We saw it as everything. We saw that he always cared about everybody, even when, Obito decided to be a dick and kill his friend in front of him so he could awaken his Sharingan. His father was proud that he awakened it, but Obito was worried about, well, my friend died. What about that? He always had a genuine care for people. He always genuinely loved his village, everyone that was in it, and was willing to protect it, even if he had to become the villain, to portray the villain in order to be the hero underneath. And that, I think, is what makes Itachi so good. It's not just the fact that he has a cool Susanoo or cool Mangekyo powers. It's the fact that not only does he have all that, and not only have the intelligence to outsmart some of the smartest characters, but it's truly his selflessness that makes him so great as well. He has all the merits to be a main character himself, being honest. That's one thing that's so great about him. And, you know, the way he was written, I think, was great. Some people would still want him to be a villain. Some people don't like the way he is. Some people might think he's overrated. But in my opinion, that's the side that's grown on me, is seeing how smart, intelligent, and selfless he is. In my opinion, Itachi could have his own series, and it would be a great one. You know, he could be the main character instead of Naruto, and it would still be a great series. You know, so I think that's what makes him such a great character, in my opinion.
He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight.
But as I said, that's just my thoughts and opinions on this. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. Anyway, it's just another video I wanted to put up for you guys today. As I said, let me know what you think of Itachi Uchiha down in the comments below. Let me know what other videos you want to see from me as well. As always, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.